Last time on bronze sailing, our diesel heater broke down. We hiked around Grundsund before heading to Fiskebäckskil to hide from a gale and wait for our upcoming engine service. That's the ferry to Lysekil, one of the bigger cities here on the coast. The majority of all the houses here are vacation homes, so this time of the year there aren't a lot of people around. But during the peak vacation season in July, the population will tenfold. I don't think it can be more picturesque.
No, and it feels like you're walking in like a maze with all these small, narrow streets between.
I don't know how many times we walked down. Oh, let's walk this path, and then it stops.
Yeah, a dead end.
A dead end. We were still waiting on the new diesel heater, but luckily the marina had enough amps on the dock, so we could heat the boat with our electric fans. Back on the boat, we decided to put up the full cockpit enclosure to get some extra room and space in the cockpit.
We have close to 400 hours now on our engine, so it's still a pretty new engine. And that's the reason that we need to do the service at the Volvo Penta place with a certified mechanic. Of course we can do the service ourselves, but then the warranty won't be valid, so that's why we need to do this. So I guess that's the only downside of having a new engine. But it's nice to have those stamps in the books, at least in the beginning, and then later on, when there's no warranty on the engine anymore, we will start to do the service ourselves. So the guy from the shop here, he's going to be here in 10-20 minutes from now, so I'm going to start the motor and heat it up, so it will be easier for him to get the oil out and everything. Yeah, and that will be, I think he will do a full service. It's a 400-hour service, so he will change the oil in the gearbox, in the engine, change all the filters for the fuel and the oil, and also the impeller. And it's pretty expensive. It's $700. So, but that's what you have to pay to
get the stamp.
To get the stamp. The mechanic just left. Everything looks alright. And now we have the stamp in the book. So I think the next time we're going to have a look at the valve train to adjust that. Yeah.
Saying goodbye to Fiskebäckskil, and now we're just gonna cross the sound to Lysekil. It's 1.5 nautical mile. Very, very short. We will moor in their southern harbor. I think they have 3 or 4 harbors. But tomorrow another gale/storm is coming in. It will be from the west to southwest. And I guess it's not the most protected harbor, but it will be fine. Ship. Do you have a stick? We have have the guest dock all to ourselves and there are not many boats in the water. It's still quite early in the season for being here in Sweden, beginning of April, but I think like every year there are a bit more boats that stays in the water year round, which is really nice. It's fun that people use their boats even in the winter. It was a long time ago since we were in a city this size. There are many cars around.
So this area of Lysekil is called Old Town or Gamlestan in Swedish. It was populated already in the beginning of the 16th century. But over the years there's been many fires that have altered the streets and the houses here. And the biggest boom in population was during the 18th and 19th century, during the big herring boom. We're taking the opportunity to enjoy the last sun we'll get for a few days.
Walking in this neighborhood with like chain houses, pretty standard houses, nothing special really, but they have this view. Later on, I went to the hairdresser for the first time in 6 months, and even got some curls this time.
Now the forecast has changed for the worse. It's have already started to pick up. Right now we have 25 gusting to 30. But tonight the gust will be up to 57 knots according to the forecast right now. And that's a bit more than it said yesterday, so I have just mounted all the shock absorbers, 2 in the front and 2 in the stern. The wind will be from that direction, southwest, so I'm trying to just look over the boat. I will probably put some lines around the sails and yeah, tie down the dinghy a bit better in the aft. Other from that, I think we'll be okay. This marina isn't the best, but in this wind direction, at least there's no fetch or waves coming in here.
During the evening, the wind got stronger and stronger, and the rigging started to howl.
What a night. Not much sleep. It's going to pick up even more now during the day. This whole thing is going to culminate around 2 o'clock this afternoon with gusts up to 60 knots. A good thing is that the wind has turned more to the west now, so we have it more from, yeah, against the stern of the boat. So that's nice.
For next week's episode, when it gets a little bit too cold.
Det var alles.
I think I've slept like 3 hours this night. These are the times where I kind of miss living on land. It's just so much easier. The ferry was struggling in the strong wind, and it looked like it took a pretty long detour to give his passenger a more comfortable ride through the waves. The wind increased even more, and we now had sustained winds of around 50 knots.
Now we have 50 knots, gusting to 55, even a bit more, up to 60 sometimes. I will see if I can fly the drone. Could get interesting. The waves on the other side of the islands out there, the significant wave height is around 5 to 6 meters right now. So some of the waves are twice that, 12 to 14. So I'm pretty glad we're not out there. I'm taking a walk to the other side of the peninsula. See if we can see some really big waves out there. A lot of wind here. Wow. There's no way I can fly the drone in this. It's probably around 60 knots right now here. Whoa! I just found some shelter here between the rocks here. And a lot of salt spray on the lens. Let's see if I can clean that off. Time to head back. It's pretty cold in the wind. It's only around 6 degrees Celsius. So with this wind speed it gets pretty cold.
Getting off the boat wasn't very easy in 50 knots of wind, and we only went for a short little walk to get out of the boat for a while. Oh my god, that was like... I'm exhausted from walking 50 meters. It's cold today. It's really cold. But the wind is gone. Finally some calm weather. It's like a short breath before a next gale is coming, I guess. We were only sailing 4 nautical miles north, to a place called Holmarna.
It was 48 hours ago since I was walking on those cliffs over here. And yeah, what a difference. Dead calm today. Right now we're doing, I don't know, 3 knots or something like that. Let's hope that the weather will stay a bit calmer now for at least a few weeks. It's been every week or so there's been a gale lately. I really hope we can get some decent weather so we can come out on the islands.
This is close to where Lisa and Oscar from the YouTube channel Hilma Sailing lives. And they had been so kind to let us send the new heater to their address.
We're running the generator right now because they have cut the power on the dock. So otherwise we won't have any heat at all on the boat. So, but they told us it will be back on in half an hour or so, so hopefully that's correct. Out with the old. Well, the new heater is finally here. And Oscar is also here and is going to drive me into town so we can pick it up. So this is a full kit that I bought. Some of these pieces we already have, but they had this kit on a sale, and it was the same price as just buying the actual heater unit. So I thought it was okay to buy this instead, since then we can have some spares. And the actual heater. Yeah, that was a pretty easy mount. Everything is now in place, and yeah, what's left is to test start it. Okay.
It's running. We can hear the ticking sound, and I just opened the vent here and I feel air, and then we'll just see if it gets warm.
Nu ska vi få värme igen. Seems to be running fine. It has lit up now, so it's burning diesel.
So it was a quick install.
Yeah, really quick install.
It took maybe half an hour.
Yeah.
Dang.
So here's some parts from the old heater that we're saving. I've been taking it apart. That's one of the nice things of buying the same brand and the same type of heater, that we could use the old one for spares. So this is more or less all the parts that could be a problem in the future. At least the more common ones.
Thank you so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed the episode. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss any of our future episodes.